a new day here with us in Warsaw Central Station. We're still in Poland, but we are en route to our next destination, which is, of course I'm going to say it, you can already see it on the tagline. We're going to Czechia, specifically to Prague, and this has been my most awaited country so far because I love Prague. I've been to Prague before and I cannot wait to explore it with Aric, so let us take him to Prague.
Alright, we are finally inside and now let's find our train. So we are at the station called Władysławski, whatever it is. We are here for like about 7 minutes or so, and probably it's the, I think, second last stop towards the Poland and Czechia border. So I think after this the train will stop at one more station and then we will enter Czechia. So the weather is kind of gloomy, it's kind of drizzling a little bit. The weather is nice, and the best part is that the train is now empty. Like previously they were fighting for seats because till Krakow like it was too crowded, but now we've got like the whole bogie is kind of empty for us. The whole first class, the whole second class is empty, and I can barely see like just one or two people in a single bogie. So this train has, the front is the engine, then there are two second class cabins, 1 and 2. The third one is the general cabin, then the first class cabin, and at the last is the restaurant. Pretty basic restaurant, not much fancy as in the high-speed rails, but yeah, fine. Like the food is nice. I had a sandwich and Pepsi, and the currency now they are using is Czech koruna over here.
We have finally reached Prague after eons and eons, no, after 8 hours and 30 minutes, and I am super excited, but I think we would not be able to explore anything. So let us go to our hotel now. I am so tired. Let's go.
So this is the Lego model of this train station, the Prague main station over here. So as you can see, these are buttons. So if I press that, you can see the lights over here. And they're working, the lifts are working, the lights, the people over here, they are moving at the back. Oh my god, they made it really amazing. And on this side as well, that's the platforms. You got the lights on over here as well. So this right here is the biggest station, like the biggest train station here in Prague. So I mean, I'm surprised to see this, really. Never seen kind of a Lego model at any train station here in Europe so far. Kind of cool, isn't it?
Hello and welcome to a brand new day here with us in Prague. We are very excited to begin our day with something that we haven't tried before. We are on our way to try our very first e-bike tour here in Prague, and first ever in our lives. So we are super hyped. However, we decided to, mix things up. We always go for the guided tour buses or hop on, hop off, which was taken in Berlin and Paris. But this time we thought, let's try something new. So let us head over to the place and explore the places actually, and take you to where we are so excited to go. We've now reached the beautiful part of Prague, which is the old town, and we are about to reach our meeting point for this e-bike tour. So let me take you ahead, and oh my god, that bridge over there, it just takes my breath away. If we could just show it from here.
So I think we have to walk down this alley, and somewhere on the right side it's gonna be our meeting point. And one thing that I have noticed in Prague is that there are a lot of weed shops over here. I don't know if weed is illegal or legal over here.
I'm not sure either. If it is there in such bold letters, I think it must be legal.
And we have finally reached our meeting point for the tour. So this is where we are, and these are the fat bikes that we are going to ride on today.
We're here at our first stop of the day, Charles Bridge. So let us walk on the bridge and tell you a little bit more about the history of this bridge and why is it so special.
And famous in Prague.
Famous, I missed on that part. Looking at this bridge, all I can see is the amazing statues on each side. There are 30 statues in total on Charles Bridge, 15 on each side. These statues were all made of gold. Wow.
But there has been a good history to it.
Yeah, I mean they were systematically
But they were replaced actually, like beginning from 1965. So the reason why all these statues have to be replaced, it was made of gold and they had to be replaced, is because there was a Britisher back, I don't know the exact year, but he stole one of the statues and took it back to the UK. And it is now sitting, as you can guess, in the UK Museum. So that's the reason, hence they changed all the statues, the gold ones to the normal ones, which you can see right here. I mean I'm surprised how could he take that statue to the UK, but can't comment on that. But typical UK thing to do, right?
It is totally. They still have the Kohinoor. We still want it back.
All right. So yeah, kind of a nice story.
The bridge also serves as an important connection between the Prague Castle and Old Prague, and we are walking right through it. I think we are going towards the Prague Castle.
So this side is the Prague Castle,
and
that side is the old town of Prague.
Yeah, it makes sense. Wow. They've preserved everything really well, right? Like all the architecture, if you see it all, like it's so well maintained. I still feel like I'm
and they are still maintaining it, and it is expected to cost about 1.6 to 2 million US dollars for the restoration of this bridge.
That's a lot of money. And see, one of the statues over here is missing too.
Just right here. So this was the first point where we started our tour from. So now let's head on to someplace else.
We're now at the narrowest lane here in Prague. The history of the building is pretty interesting. It was originally created as a way to mitigate the fire if there was any fire between these two buildings, this green and this red building. Let's head down the alley and check it out. Wow, someone is crossing over.
Oh no, we should wait.
I really feel claustrophobic looking at this.
And finally it is now free to go.
We're now heading down the narrowest lane here in Prague.
Coming down from the narrowest lane, it brings us to this small cafe here.
Good view.
Over here we have the two statues.
And moving pelvises. Okay, it's so heavy. It moves and
Use your right hand. What the heck are you doing? Have some shame. So the one is pissing on Prague and the other is pissing on Brno. And what they mean is like our city is better than the other one. So that's what it meant. And obviously this is the map of Prague that you can see below them. Nice, kind of a nice thing to see. Alright, so we are kind of somewhere at the concert hall, which you can see behind me. And if we talk about the tour, so this tour costed us around 100 Australian dollars per person, which is around 1500 Czech koruna. And it's I find it till so far so good, because the guide has been telling us how, like, taking us places and giving us quite actual good information. I really like the places, you know, roaming around, and the most delightful experience for me, I would say, is riding these you know, fat bikes. So I really am in love with this tour, and it's better than the big bus tours that I had in Paris and Berlin. So definitely, if you come to Prague, So I would say 50% I would recommend this by now, but obviously let's see if it stays the same at the end of the tour as well.
We're now at the Jewish town hall right behind me. What is important about this building is that it has two clocks, and one of them is a normal clock and the other one is the Hebrew numerical, and this is also adjacent to the Jewish synagogue, which is quite fascinating, but we are not allowed inside.
It's close to the public,
yeah.
but it's a meeting point for the Jews here.
The local community.
And you can see one clock is clockwise and the other is counterclockwise,
Yeah.
which the designer created because he thought that the Jews
Red time
upside down and counterclockwise. So, and obviously the hands, the minute and the second, the minute and the hours hand are also interchanged as well.
Yeah, so we get minutes means hours since it's interchanged, and the long hour one is the minutes. It's completely upside down.
Alright, so now let's head on to the Old Town Square. I think that's our next stop. So right next to the Jewish Town Hall, we have now come to the street in Prague, which is the most expensive street here.
You know what it is
in
called?
Prague.
It is called the Paris Street. And I'll tell you why, because all the big brands, not the Parisian brands, but any brands that are there.
Like you
are
can
here
say
on this
Chanel, Versace, Valentino.
We're now at a very beautiful place. As we said, we would be visiting the Old Town Square. There are a lot of important places that we want to cover, but we will not be doing so now because we want to do it in detail. Just look at the tower. We want to go on top of that tower, and then there is another one right there. We will discuss the history in some time. So let's go to the next stop.
And we are up somewhere from where we can see the views of Prague. Oh my god, I'm actually so excited to visit the viewpoint because it's looking awesome from here as well. Just wait till I show you the view from here. So that's the whole of Prague that you guys can see. So we came all the way up from the church that you can see with two pillars on top. From there we drove all the way across on towards that bridge from that side over there. And here's drinking tea.
Well, in year 1918 we became Czechoslovakian Republic because we are very close to them. We have almost the same language that they have. But then they joined the Nazis. They were like, when they saw Hitler getting to power, they joined him. So we got separated from in 1938. We got separated. Then we got together again 1945, and then in 1993 we got separated again because yeah, they were taking from us.
So since then it has been like Czech Republic.
Yes, so from 1st of January 1993 we are Czech Republic.
We're now at the second viewpoint here. What is the place called? Sorry. What is
The park?
this? Yes, the park.
Letna.
Letna. Am I saying it? Letna. Okay, I'm trying. See, this time we have someone correcting my pronunciation, finally. So we are at the second observation deck, kind of, and I love the view from here. The view over there was good too, but I really like it. We can see the Charles Bridge from here. It is one of the most crowded bridge here. And the mock Eiffel Tower. This was actually made by people in Czech Republic to mock people in France that they could also build something similar to Eiffel Tower. And funnily, this tower is taller than Eiffel Tower because it's on top of a mountain. So if you see above sea meter and the feet,
If you compare the height above sea level, this is
this is the taller
the tallest
version.
of the two. So this bridge that you can see in front, the one just right here, so this is the bridge that separates the old Prague to the new Prague. So you can see the right hand side is the old Prague, like the old town, and that's the new town just right there. All right, so we have now reached our final stop, probably our final stop for the day, which is the Prague Castle, just right here. Now this is the world's biggest castle at the moment, which is inhabited. That means someone is living here in this castle, which is the president of Czechia right now. It's really huge. The guards that you can see on the pillars of the door, they change their duty at every 1 hour, and there's a ceremony of guards, like the changing ceremony, that happens at like around 12 o'clock every noon. Now behind that you can see is the cathedral, and the history about that cathedral is very interesting because it was started building in the 14th century, but it was completed in the 19th century. So it took about 5 centuries for it to be completed. And it is one of the only cathedrals here in Prague. Kind of an important history. Nice. Learning a lot of history lessons these days. But really, I mean, Prague is really interesting. Walking along these streets, riding these fat bikes. Oh my god, couldn't have imagined my day better than this. I mean, I totally recommend coming over here and trying this out if you are here in Prague for a day or two. So that's the fake Eiffel Tower, as you can see right in the front. And these are the cherry trees, right?
It's like mistletoe, but not really.
Yeah.
So the point is that if you meet someone over here on 1st of May under the cherry tree, then you can kiss that person.
Don't look at me.
I'm coming.
Okay. Behind me is the iconic John Lennon wall that is highly recommended. The reason why it is Lennon Wall is because this actually was built during the communist regime, where artists used to come and draw, paint at night to show disrespect to the Soviets then. But since John Lennon was assassinated, there was a face of John Lennon, and since then this was named the Lennon Wall, because then the people here heard John Lennon's music, the Beatles' music, because it was something different and something looked down upon. Pretty interesting, freedom.
And now every 4 years this wall is painted white so that people can come here and write again on it.
Or draw, paint. As you can see, every little, like there are so many names on this. So
That's
every
right.
4 years.
And it's the souvenir shop and a gift shop inside. But it looks really amazing from the outside as well. So that brings us to the last stop for our tour now, I think. So that's the end of our tour here, and that's what we got. So if you guys really love the tour, so that's the place that you want to come at.
And we are back from our tour to get ourselves some food. We were so exhausted. I thought I was about to like just faint on the tour, and Anmol was like, "Oh, where are you? Why are you not keeping up to me?" And I tried my best. It was so heavy, but we're finally here and made it out alive and well. The tour guide Matt was amazing. He showed us some really nice perspective about each location, and we had a lot of fun. I think this is my second time in Prague, and I can definitely say I still feel like I did not visit enough places then. He covered so many more places that I couldn't cover in the first time, and it definitely made it special, especially with Easter coming up. He told us about this tradition that they have here, and that is to get a whip out and hit, so you hit the female of your household or of someone else's household before 10 a.m. If you go there after 12, they have cold water ready to be thrown on you. So this tradition is carried out in the villages here in Czech Republic, not in Prague as much, but in the villages. So it's really nice to hear such traditions that are like, these are things that are carried on in each culture, right? We have something of our own culture.
Alright, so we are now back at our hotel. We had our dinner. I have to say it was pretty good. Not too bad, can't complain much as we were pretty hungry. The day went pretty amazing as well because of the tour. and we really enjoyed it. So if you're also looking for something different altogether, that's a must try from our side. And you know, it's better than exploring the city in a traditional way that we used to do. So it was really fun. Tomorrow we are going to make our way to another city here in Czechia or Czech Republic, which you're going to see in the next vlog which city is this. We are going to make our way back to Prague as well after that for a few days, and then head towards our next country. So with that being said, I hope you guys really enjoyed today with us. Thank you so much for watching and staying tuned, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Come on, come on, come on.